Greetings, TheWarOwl greets you. I'm here on location to cover the Faceit London CSGO Major. Thanks to Faceit for inviting me. This time we started with 24 teams from around the world to compete in a 3-week-long tournament. Goodness! You tired of Counter-Strike yet, kids? The top 8 have been decided. They fought their way into the playoffs where the real tournament is set to begin. In the meantime, let's check out some of the storylines that have brought us to this point. Who would have thought that the top 2 teams to qualify with a 3-0 rating in the group stage would be 2 North American teams? If you traveled forward in time a few years and checked out what was going on in Pro Counter-Strike, it'd be strange and confusing and you wouldn't like it anymore. The biggest surprise of the tournament so far has been complexity. Now they're going to have to prove they belong in the playoffs in their first best-of-3 match against MIBR. Either way, it's really impressive that they were able to make it to this point, and I'll be even more impressed if they're able to take a map off of MIBR. Keep in mind, every player on MIBR is a former major winner. They have the experience advantage. The idea of MIBR is this.
SK Gaming and Cloud9 did really good. So let's take the best players from SK and the best players from Cloud9, and then we'll combine them together to make a super team. And then we'll make history.
And make history they did. MIBR is the first team to ever get 16-0'd in a major tournament, getting completely embarrassed and emasculated by Astralis on Dust 2. There were multiple attempts at crossing long without smokes. I guess they tried to improvise with a run boost. Device probably won't eat for a week with how much they fed him, but they were able to redeem themselves and get into the playoffs after a harrowing best-of-3 against the Ninjas in Pajamas. Now there's a storyline that has unfortunately come to an end. I think a lot of viewers were really interested to see how far NiP could make it this time, and they certainly were given the most difficult path to the playoffs possible, going up against nearly every top-rated team, including Liquid, Na'Vi, and Astralis. Their game against Astralis in the Challengers stage of Mirage was probably the highlight of the entire tournament so far, a back-and-forth butt-clencher that went into 4 overtimes. Unfortunately, their dangerous run was cut short in Game 3 of their match against MIBR, where the Pistol King Forrest showed us why he's been a consistent superstar player over his 15-year career. Now the only Swede left standing is Olofmeister of FaZe, the international dream team. In fact, Olofmeister is the only player in CSGO history to make the playoffs of every single major. It's also worth noting that the EU region has not won a major since January 2017. 2 majors ago, it was Gambit from the CIS region. And speaking of the CIS region, my favorite storyline of the major has been that of Fnatic's Draken, who talked mad trash on Twitter. Whoa, a juicy drama. And then, after trashing the CIS region qualifiers, he got consistently matched against CIS region teams, before finally getting knocked out of the tournament by Hellraisers. I guess this was Draken's CIS qualifier. On a related note, the one player I've been most impressed with this tournament so far is Hellraiser's Issa. Issa had some technically perfect peaks and consistent game sense. Many of his engagements looked effortless against Fnatic. I was also very impressed with Big's Smooya, a very young player and one of the only British pros. And since Brits make up about 90% of the casters, it's about time they had a competent player. It's been fun watching this player fail completely and yet somehow still manage to win. It's like drunken boxing. don't know if it's just me, but it seems like the pro meta has gotten really boring lately. And I say that because I see teams play so passive. They rarely attempt retakes on the sites, and because of that, you don't see a lot of clutch plays. They play so safe. There aren't a lot of creative or interesting strats or risks being taken, especially on maps like Dust 2 and Inferno, which has been most of the tournament so far. Maybe that's why I feel this way. It seems like the teams that win are the ones that just play their angles well and know how to get in position to trade when they have to. Maybe this is because the game's been around for so long and everyone's figured out the best way to play. Or maybe it's all in my head. I don't know. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments. Oh boy, we're here in the stadium in London and the atmosphere is amazing. It's time for me to give you my predictions on how I think the tournament will go. Disclaimer, I don't actually know what I'm talking about. I'm in like the top 9% of the pick'ems right now. Not great. Also, I'm reading this off of a cue card. For those of you watching to be like, oh, WarOwl, you actually remember your lines, you had to read it off. I know, and I'm telling you, the production staff over there in the stadium is holding up a cue card. Also, I'm not really in London. Whoa. How'd you figure that one out, Columbo? All right, I think MIBR is going to take out Complexity, and then Na'Vi will win over Big. And then Liquid takes out Hellraisers, and Astralis sends FaZe back to their respective countries. I see Na'Vi taking out MIBR, and then Astralis ending Liquid's undefeated tournament run. Oh, did I mention Liquid is undefeated? They're playing absolutely fantastic. And then we'll have a final, which is Astralis versus Na'Vi, with a Na'Vi victory. A lot of you are going to disagree with me on that one. If I'm 100% right about all of the brackets, you guys owe me a sub on Twitch. I'm holding you to it. We're going to be doing a chill cast again for select games on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/WarOwl. I had a lot of fun doing it so far, and thanks to you guys who showed up. So we're going to do a little bit more, but I can't do it the whole time. Like, it kills me, man. The last one we did was 7 hours. I was like dead at the end. Goodness, my voice was done. So follow me on Twitch and Twitter if you want to figure out when that's going on. Have us open on a second monitor. Come on and chat, whatever you want. Doesn't matter. We're just having fun. Thank you guys very much for watching. I am the WarOwl, and I still have no closer.
I went outside to get some footage of the flooding from Florence. This used to be where I went running every morning. Now I have to learn how to swim for my exercise.